What up, my boy? What's up, sir?
There it is.
Yeah, man. I knew we was gonna figure it out.
Now
What's up?
listen, man. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hey,
Your
well, let
boy
me let
just
me do
loaded
the
up
intro. Let me
again.
do the intro. Yo, so shout out to the homies, man. Shout out to everybody tapping in with the All Shares Club podcast, man. I got a very very important person on this evening. If there's a will, there's a motherfucking way. You feel me?
You know it.
One of my good homies, man. Bro. What has got to be like 25 plus years, bro.
A
We've been
long
talking
time.
hip hop, sports, challenging each other, playing hoop. Man, it's just been a joy to see my dog grow and flourish as a father in his
Appreciate
career.
you, man.
Um, it's just been a pleasure to be your friend, your homie, your confidant, and I support you and I believe in everything that you're trying to do, and I hopefully that you feel the same. I just wanted to bring you on tonight and talk motherfucking hip hop with you, man. If you
Yes,
don't got,
sir.
if you got a couple minutes for your boy, um, let
I'm
me
more
see.
than
Hey,
free.
hey, before we get started, tell the people like like how did music become, or not even necessarily. I don't even want to just say hip hop, but how did music become like a staple, and how did you gravitate more towards the lyricism of music, bro? Like, how did that begin?
First off, thank you. Appreciate you giving me a platform to say my
Man,
piece. This is an incredible experience. First time for me. Shout out to all shares. Shout out to the gang. Shout out
oh
to the
yeah, for
homies.
sure.
Shout out to everybody. We've been in this 20 some years deep, and
Yeah, man.
it's about time we started having these conversations on these forums, man. So thank you. I appreciate that,
Oh
and
yeah.
man, I love you forever for this.
Oh man, I love you
Um,
too, dog. It's all good, man.
AM2X is the IG. Go check it out. I ain't got a whole bunch of new shit on there. I'm just an everyday guy. Um, to your question, like for the longest time I could remember, like my pops was like a big hip hop person. Like he was real big, and he was the dude that made tapes for people. Like growing up, when I was little, hey, Tony, could you make me a tape? So it just was like sitting in the crib. We lived in an apartment, but we had 215s in the crib. The whole like stereo shit, amplifiers, all that, vinyl players. Like so, just growing up around it, it was kind of just like it become a part of your DNA. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
It's your fabric. So um, there was a particular fondness towards hip hop, and not just like one kind. Like it was different flavors of it. You know what I mean? Your Sir Mix-a-Lots, your my Slick Ricks, yeah, all that. And LL Cool J's and a lot of the early on stuff just was always kind of in the crib, and it was like the light didn't come on for me really until around like I want to say junior high time. You know what I mean? When you're a kid, you're running around the crib. You don't really know. You kind of know what's trendy, what you know what I mean, what everybody's listening to, but you don't really kind of like start tuning in until like you start living and life experiences. You start hearing some of it in the music, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh
for
snap,
sure.
I can relate. You know what I mean? Like, and
Right.
I think we all find an artist or a niche or a type of a genre, if you will, that because hip hop has plenty of subgenres,
Yeah,
and I think that when you find that, you really kind of hone in on. We ain't doing that. So for me, it was always kind of like I've always been like a wordy person. So
hmm,
like understanding the power of words and what it means to then listen to someone artistically put this and structure it and actually give a shit. Like not
yeah,
just like I'm
yeah,
talented with just spontaneously rhyming words, but
right.
like to put something together. I draw, by the way, a lot of people that know. It takes time to kind of
Yeah.
put some shit together, to see it up here or to imagine it or think it or whatever it may be, and then literally turn it into something actually like, you know what I mean? I don't want to say concrete, but like into something
Right.
it's an amazing process. And salute to you, my brother, your latest project,
Oh man.
Chef's Kiss, once again. Um, and becoming older,
Yeah.
and I don't like to say it like that. We ain't like,
Nah, bro, but it's real. Like, you know
you
what
know
I
what I
mean?
mean?
There, you know, even in getting older, like that maturity, that growth, there's a blessing there, bro. Like, so, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and then figuring
For
out
real.
how to get older and still be a version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And not only be a version of yourself, be a version that you fucking agree with. You get what I mean? Like, cause you can get old and you can mature and you can get old on some old decrepit shit, like not yourself anymore, or you can get old like, oh, this nigga's just old, but he's still. You get what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
always been the goal for
Mm-hmm.
it's speaking on my music. Like it's not. I never wanted people to come across, but oh, Wayne is trying to sound like somebody he isn't. You know what I mean? Like that is like my worst fear. If somebody were to hear anything or see anything I create, even this fucking podcast, like, and I'm not putting fucking on it like it don't mean anything. I'm just saying it. Like you
You
come
mean
across this shit and it's like, oh, he's degrading women, or you know what I mean? He hating on niggas, or he's doing stuff that is that is not him or what we're used to seeing from him. Don't mean I can't change and have different opinions and change my opinion about something that I've had before, but it's just beautiful to grow in you. You know what I mean? Like on some Shrek shit. Like
it?
ogres
Yeah.
are like onions. You feel me? Like there's different layers to, and you know what I mean, to us as not only people, but men, and then black men at that. You get what I'm saying?
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
that's a whole different conversation, and then that shapes our artistic choice or
Mm-hmm.
expression. You know
And
what I
I think
mean?
that's what I enjoy about getting older, and that's
Yeah.
what I enjoy about maturing, because you look at some things, you're like, I wouldn't have said that X amount of years ago. And
Right.
then the inverse is X amount of years ago, I wouldn't be saying, I probably wouldn't even been thinking about the things I'm saying now.
Right.
And it's because we've all progressed in the journey in life. And when it comes to hip hop and lyricism, like you're saying, I think that you should be getting better with time, which
Yeah.
it should make what you're saying more interesting. You should be more skilled. You should be
Yes.
more kind of like comfortable in being you,
Hmm.
and everything that comes with it. And embracing that is, I think, the beauty of like aging, because it's like, no, I ain't the same.
Hmm.
However, I might be better.
Oh, then this is perfect though, and this is perfect that we had this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I wanted to ask you about is and we loosely had this conversation prior to this, you know what I'm saying? But first thing I want to ask you about is like in a lot of other genres of art in other communities,
Yeah.
like when people get older, it's like, oh, that's fire. You know, if a rock group or a violinist or a pianist gets older and then they go on tour, in certain cultures they look at that as like a plus, right? But in our culture, what I'm seeing, I could be wrong. Everybody has their opinion, but this is my platform, so I'm gonna have mine. African American community, when motherfuckers start getting older, they start losing relevance in our community. Like
They try to shoo you
they
away.
they they try to say, oh yeah, you had your time back then. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I think that's false. To your point, as you get older, you should get better, right? You should be stronger. You should be more mentally stronger. You should be more emotionally present. So
Mm-hmm.
as a listener or a fan of music, not only just hip hop, like how do you feel about our community, quote unquote, taking our older artists and just kind of putting them by the wayside, because, they've they've aged out of what's deemed lit now. What's the necessary evils and all that type of stuff. So how you feel about that, bro?
I think that first I want to start by taking accountability,
Mm,
and because we were once a part of this kind of like ideology that surrounds hip hop, right? Because one thing we got to be honest about is when hip hop was conceived, when it began to thrive and take over, it was dominated by young people.
yeah.
So that's the part we got to be honest about first. It is the youngest genre, also.
Mm.
So it and I was having a talk with a young fella at the job the other day, and I was like, "Do you ever wonder what it would have been like, what it was like to be around when it happened, like before there was a hip hop and then after hip, kind of like how it was with the internet for us. Like
Mm.
we remember a time where it was like everybody wasn't plugged in. You had to go outside. You had to
Oh,
like
you had to go to the library. I
you had to be
remember
present.
I
You know
didn't
what I
even
mean?
use the internet for anything but to make sneakers on Nike ID. Like I wouldn't buy them. I would just make them and then put them in my cart. I had like 80
This shit
sneakers
crazy.
in my cart at one
This
point in
shit's
time.
crazy. This shit's crazy. Like you had to go log in at a desktop computer
Type
for
shit.
some social media once upon a time. And
Black
to
Planet, motherfucker, early
man,
MySpace,
listen, bro,
early
listen.
Facebook. Like,
It was a different time. So like the same things happening with hip hop, and I think that the same way that like technology has had an impact on everything and young folks having access to this technology, it kind
right,
of just further drives this kind of the concept that this ain't for old folks, right?
right,
Like old people shouldn't be doing this, or
right,
and it's taboo when we see some of our older folks or older generations now, these once younger generations, you know what I mean, we becoming older and it's taboo. Like you shouldn't be, you too old to be doing that, right? And it's unfortunate because I believe that there is an expanding lane, and I've coined it the term, I believe, for myself, where grown man rap is
mm,
like it's really starting to grow. Like we called it conscience, or we called it like, but
boom
I think,
bap or like that,
you
or
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, but I think that grown man rap is more for like your dads, your
yeah,
guys that aren't in the streets, your guys that like to be family men, your
yeah,
guys that are kind of just like, I just live a regular life, right? Like I may not be, you know what I mean, having access to this and to that, but grown man rap is for a lot of us that are kind of like, man, I'm growing up, man. Like
right,
I don't really like, I'm not in the spaces that I used to be. Like I'm not around all these women and carrying on and acting a
mm,
fool. Like, but I'm actually trying to get my life together. I'm trying to do right. I'm trying to, you know what I mean, live a modest and I'm not a holy person, but a righteous life, right? So
right. But it does take a level of maturity to get there. But I wanted to piggyback off something you said too, talking about like I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of this, and so I spoke about probably like I think it was like episode 2 or something. I was talking about like the Isley brothers and them going back on tour. I got all due respect for them boys from the
right,
city. You get what
right.
I'm saying? But Ronald Isley was on stage. He gotta be over 80. He
Shout
couldn't
out to
sing,
Uncle
bruh.
Ron. Shout out to Uncle Ron,
Shout out Ron. He couldn't sing, eh?
though.
So my thing was like, okay, cool. Like, I believe you do it for as long as it's a product worth selling. You get what I'm saying? If it's a product worth selling, do it.
I got
If
you.
you sing, you could sing. You feel me? We seen them versus battles with them R&B divas. Some of them ladies didn't know the lyrics to their songs. Some of them couldn't sing anymore. You get what I'm saying? Some of them look weird. We just had Yin Yang twins at the damn casino, some at the Riverbend. They said they look atrocious. Wait till you see all them niggas. They ain't even know their words. They wasn't in shape.
Same
You
thing
feel
happened with
me?
Bone Thugs and they
Bone
verses.
Thugs ain't even show the fuck up. I heard.
Couldn't
So
remember it
like,
now. Yeah,
and
you
now I
right.
know some of
You
that
right.
stuff is like we can't control certain things, right? You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? But at certain point, we gotta understand like maybe it's just time to eat off of our streams.
right. Hang
You
it up.
feel me?
Nah,
That
it's
ain't
the
mean you can't
same.
get in the studio. Get in the studio and make as much music as you want. But touring and shit, being out in the open and trying to at a certain age that needs to stop.
It
If
gotta
like
stop.
my favorite Hove get on stage and can't remember the PSA verse and barely could put his hands up and throw the rock sign up, then we gonna have to say, Hove, you know, I get it, but it's time for this. I believe that with everybody. You get out on the court and you can't cross over like you used to, it might be time to hang up the sneakers. That don't mean you can't talk ball. That don't mean you can't reinvent your career in a different way. Even me in this podcast shit, like I've, you know, and I've rapped forever. Like literally from the time I've literally been mature enough to like go get a beat CD from the African Man at the
Mm,
corner store and write some verses in the notepad and
mm.
freestyling for y'all at lunch or some shit like that, right? Like that,
Banging on the
I've been
table.
rapping
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah. For
long.
sure. For sure.
So, but at some point, I had to realize, like, okay, cool. I know how to rap good. What else can I do good? Let's see if I can do other things well, like this. So I agree with you, but I do think that, you know, I was part of the issue at one point in time, and now I'm Unc trying to bring the OGs back from under the rock, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Life
But
is transitions. Like it's all transitions. You feel me? So
yes,
like
sir.
we was gonna get here anyway, right? Like because our parents was saying it to us. Oh,
Yeah.
this y'all don't know good. Y'all don't live. And then it's like, damn, we starting to say it too though. Like about some of this new shit now, which I think segues into a nice different talking point when we're talking about new shit.
Yes, sir.
Um, that Clipse album, woo,
I'm gonna say this, bro.
it's
I'm gonna
getting
say
better
this.
with every listen, in my opinion.
It's damn near to the point for me where I don't think that
That's a good album. I'm
I, you know, it's a great album, and I'm like,
sorry.
I don't want to say perfection
Mm,
because perfection is like 50 Cent's "Get Rich or Die Trying" is
it's yeah,
perfection. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
I'm a tough critic. I'm with you on that.
Like perfection is really, but I'm talking about in today's age to make a perfect compilation of music, dog. I think this is it. Now, a lot of people have had Pusha T's projects prior to this has been some of the greatest music that's ever been created, and I'm not in agreement with that. But this with the roll, like, and I don't even want to say the rollout is making it better, but I just like I'm loving the way that they look. Pause, no homo. Like they are in good condition, in great shape. They got their jewelry still. You know what I'm saying? You know they're wearing clothes that's unique to them. They don't look like, you know, that, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't look like they're trying to be young. They didn't make any music for, like they didn't have a weekend on the album. You know what I mean? Like they didn't put Doja Cat on the project, shit like that, where you could see like they were trying to get a young audience. You know,
Mm-mm.
the closest to that would be what the boy can't think of his name right now. Tyler the Creator, but on some real shit, he's not that young anymore.
Mm-mm.
Honestly, you know
Mm-mm.
what I mean. So like, I don't want to say perfection, but in this era of music and streaming and how quickly we get things, for them to take as long as they, and then just like it's it's good, bro.
We
It's
was on the
good,
phone the
man.
other day, and just to give it some reference, if I had to call it early, this is a 4.5 mics.
Some people giving it five though,
This
bro.
is
Some
this is
people would say
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
five ball, bro.
And you know what? If I if 6 months from now I'm still at that space, I might just give it that bump. Pause. But like right now, like I've been letting it like circle, and I'm not getting tired of the
Me
album.
either,
Like
bro.
this album is
Me
like
either. It's great, and then
Malice.
and then for these niggas to be speaking on the ageism, for them niggas to be 50, bro.
That's what I'm saying, man. This is
You
what I'm
get what
saying.
I'm saying? Like they both damn near 50 and they sound impeccable. But they are
Nice.
cheating. They got a Pharrell who's got like something to prove. He got a chip on his shoulder. This production is just it's
It's not
glorious,
cheating. It's
bro.
not cheating. I gotta stop you right there. It's not cheating. That's who they came in the gate with.
Yeah, they did come in the gate
That's
with
who they
P,
came
bro.
in the gate with. And if this is almost like the same reaction I'm having to this album is the reaction I had to Lord Willing, because it was fresh. It
Mm.
was like not sounding like everything else. The bars, the delivery, the wordplay, the cadence, like everything scores high for me personally.
Bro,
And like it's not gimmicky. It's not like there's not a whole bunch of trying to, like you said, I'm not trying to be cool. It's just
it's
it's a
just
dope ass
good,
album.
bro. Like every time I listen to it, it's like even the flip on the So Be It beat. You know what I mean? When they did the first version of So Be It, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is crazy. And then like I keep giving the new So Be It more runs, and I'm like, yo,
Crazy,
this I'm and my
crazy.
son was in the back seat listening to So Be It with the new beat. He ain't heard the old one
Oh my
or the
goodness.
first one. I don't want to call it old. I'll just say the first one, the one that they kind of used to promote. But this album from top, and then to open it up with the mom and the dad death thing, like to not give us POV first, right, or to not give us Mike Tyson blow to the face too early on in the album, or the joint.
Crazy
Now the
work.
joint with Nas is
That
with
God
the
sort of like
DJ Clue samples and shit in it.
the beat switch in it. Oh my goodness.
Oh
It's
my! I really wish they would have let Nas rap on the first beat. I really wish they would have let him rap on that one.
he could have rapped on any of them
He
beats and
could
been
have
cool
rapped
for
on
me.
anyone. But to even think like they would have had Jay on the album, maybe Kendrick on the album twice, and fucking Hove on and Nas on the same album with Tyler the Creator, with production by Pharrell, Lenny Kravitz on like the what? Dream on the hook, like bro. Then they threw Stove God Cooks on there.
It might be a masterpiece, bro.
Bro, it's gotta be, bro. But this is what happened when you take your time with some shit. Like they didn't just get in the studio and they literally like this nigga say he lived in Paris for like 2 straight years putting together this project. Like and it shows now what I do hope for, and I'm gonna say this, that light skinned Canada guy is gonna drop before the Grammys happens. You know he is.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
he's going to drop, and I think Jay's going to drop, and I think both of those drops are going to overshadow this project, and not because it's not good, but just because everybody, for one, is going to want to know what Jay's been thinking and what he's going to say, and of course, the world is going to want to hear Drake. I know that's not your man's, and it's not my man's either, right? But I do think that people are going to want to know what he has to say prior to getting his fucking back kicked in by Mr. by a little uh about a little the little Gemini out there on the West Coast. You know what I mean? Kick Drake's back in. There's no I don't want to hear nobody discuss Drake woulda, coulda, shoulda. No. He got his back kicked in.
Yeah,
Literally,
yeah,
there's no. It's kind of like Nas with Hove,
yeah.
right?
I've heard.
Nas
No, no,
kicked
yeah, no,
Hove
no.
back in, bro.
I think that was more like, because like Jay said, I got stronger after Ether. So like, and that's a valid statement.
It
Whereas
is. but he lost the battle though, bro.
And I get it. But
He
that
did.
was that was like I'm more liking that to like it was like a blow for blow thing because it was really like it was highly damaging on both sides. I don't think that even though it's old and we're talking about it, I think the way Not Like Us, like Ether, even though I think I thought it was the greatest diss track ever. Like the numbers show that Not Like Us slammed. Like
Oh, it slams everybody,
it,
bro.
it, it, it was crazy.
It might be the worst one. And see, I'm not, like
It did it at the
I
Super
get the
Bowl.
Ice Cube, No Vaseline. I get that. Hit 'em up. Like some of the best diss records of all time have come from West Coast artists, bro.
But ain't
Because
none of
they're
them did
not,
nothing like Not Like Us.
but Not Like Us, dog, is probably hearing a
That's
crowd full of people say A minor, dog, was like at the Grammys, and then hearing them do it at the Super Bowl.
my
Like
call.
you got your
That's crazy.
like
That's crazy.
the
That's
record
crazy.
went diamond, bro. Like it's on some this is how we do it type shit. Like
And then
that record
before
is on some it's huge, bro.
before that, the joint was Future. Like
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
bro.
like
Like
so,
he
like yeah, I mean,
really
like yeah, that was different, bro. Like
it was
Ether was different because like
it was for
everybody thought
us.
he was like he was down. Like you feel me? Like it's
Yeah.
literally like in the like the 10 count. Like bro, like what's up? What's going on? Like you going
Hmm.
what's up? Like and just at 9, bro, got up and threw an ether. Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then the fight's over. So
Right.
like, but Not Like Us was like a 5th round knockout. Like it was like we wasn't expecting the fight to be over that early. And
Yeah.
then that bad though. Like
To me, bro, the joint with the and then the beat selection for Kendrick in that battle and was crazy.
and then the album he dropped after that was just
And
like
then what?
yeah. So I do think everybody's gonna want to know what Drake has to say.
And that's
Um
my point, bro. I wasn't trying to say like it's going to be better than these things. I'm just saying like there are going to be a lot of people, especially after him coming off that little joint shit he just did with Party Next Door. They're like really going to want to hear like in all right, spearhead
I'm
this. Let's get into it.
I'm hearing whiny victim from the What Did I Miss though.
You think it's why me? You think it's a bunch of why me records?
I think it's a little bit of like before it was like, all right, I'm with the smoke. But now it's like, what did I do? Like, I didn't deserve this, did
Right,
I?
like
And it's
what?
like, bro, like you know the little weird
You
shit
know
you
what you
be
did,
doing.
bro.
Like, and it ultimately just comes around. Like, and also when you at the top, you at the top. Everybody shooting
Yeah.
at you. Like
My
that's just a
my
part of the
cousin
territory.
my cousin David online right now. He tapped in with us. What up, my boy? Out of Detroit, and he just said it will outsell Pusha for sure. And I'm like, yeah, you're definitely right. Like I mean, his album just because it's coming out after all this. Like he's let the kind of shit simmer, and now, of course, because Drake. And I think the thing about Drake, people don't realize is this: is he has so many generations of fans, right? So
Yeah,
like he's got like the So Far Gone crowd, the people that got him right at So Far
the
Gone, right?
demographic is crazy.
And
Who
then he's
owns it?
got the future, him and Future era, where he was with Future. Then he's got the him and Young Thug era. Then he's got the him and 21 Savage era. Then he's got his like international music. Then his Canadian. So like his albums sound all over the place because he's trying to appease to so many different people.
I
Where
do
our
think there's been a
artists,
shift though. There has been somewhat of a shift though.
oh yeah, he
Doing
gonna have
what
to get that
Kendrick
back
did,
though.
doing what Kendrick did at the Grammys, it created a real type of kind of like now it may not shift the numbers per se,
Yeah,
but like the perception of
the
bruh,
energy and the perception is different. Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
yeah, the mission accomplished, right?
Yeah.
So
He
as
did his
much
job. He told him quit fucking with Kendrick. Told him so many times, quit fucking with me,
we
bruh.
don't want this, bruh. We really don't want to do
Like,
this.
don't do this, cause I'ma go there. And Kendrick really, I was, And I listen, and like
Same
I
here.
love K Dot, like I love Dot, like because he reminded me of somebody who bucked the system, and he's a West Coast artist, and you know West Coast artists don't really get that kind of stature we hold our East Coast artists to. You get what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
when we think about goats, nobody. I mean, we'll say Tupac, but he ain't really from the West Coast. They just adopted him. If we really being honest.
It took the South the longest time to get the respect. It took the South a really long time.
But so you got people that put like Scarface on their greatest of all time rapper list. You know what I mean? Some people got Ice Cube on their greatest of all time rapper list. You know what I mean? Like some niggas got Busta on their top 5, bruh.
And I see the argument
I see it all. But
because it's
Dot to
impact.
me, he literally said, I'm this little guy, took the West Coast and put it on his back and created such a movement from that side of the country with this kind of artistic, lyrical, freelance, animated, just you know what I mean? Compton,
Alternative style.
Cuz,
It's an
Blood, Crip
alternative
Walk
style,
shit.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and
Because he's not quite like rapping about I used to be this drug dealer, and it's not
yeah,
quite so super out of outer space that people don't know what he's talking about. But it's like the I don't like to say the little guy, but it's kind of like it is some of that going on. Like it's kind of like the person you want to root for because everybody's saying, you know, the West Coast,
do you think that the gang culture and his connection with both sides has something to do with his, I don't want to say, how we believe Kendrick when he raps? You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't look into Kendrick and be like, I don't believe that shit. You get what I mean? Like, do you think his
I think like
affiliation in the gang culture gives us that, gives him a little bit more of that stature that he doesn't have in physical size over on the mic?
coming from where he comes from, it's almost kind of inevitable. So like that's kind of a little bit of what it is for me. Like you're already kind of placed in a situation where it's highly unlikely that you'll become highly successful
Mm-hmm.
in anything. So like coming out of that environment already kind of makes me go, damn Kendrick, like you doing all right, bro. Like you
Right.
really kind of making your way. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like in your way,
You
and
want
that's
to
what's
support
really
it. You
that's really
want to
what's special
support it.
about it. And it's not like he's getting any handouts, right? Like because like you said, the West Coast kind of already gets this stepchild treatment from hip hop. So I think that in this situation, it was just there was this Goliath, you know, and Aubrey, and thinking that he just was gonna,
Statistical Goliath.
yeah,
Let's go there.
yeah. I mean, if we're just gonna go culturally, even just what he is in hip hop, he is massive, right? Like,
Yeah.
whereas like
Yeah.
Kendrick is, he's got his own he's got a
Yeah.
solid following, but it's almost like the story of 300, right? Like, it's like damn that the Persian army is deep, like the
Yeah.
niggas is deep. But
they
if we hold this down right here,
will
we'll
be
be all
all right.
right. You feel me? Like so the thing I'm kind of looking for that I'm not anticipating, and I'm not saying I'm hoping for, but what can't happen for Aubrey is that he can't drop a Carter six. That's what he
Ooh,
can't do.
if he drop a Carter, if he drop a dud, my boy.
No disrespect to the Little Wayne coalition. I'm just saying he can't drop a Carter six. If he drops a Carter six, a la thinking whatever I can, I'll just do whatever and maybe have one or two tracks on it that really slap. However, the rest of the album is highly forgettable. Then that it's not going to look good. However, because he's Drake, it's just going to do numbers anyway, and that's what I can't stand about
Yeah.
the Aubrey
Regardless of what
machine.
he dropped, bro.
It's
He can
regardless of what he
hum on a
does.
record and they'd be like, oh, Drake dropped a new hum joint. The Humphrey style.
Now listen, and it'll go stupid.
And it goes
Like,
stupid.
man, it'll be all these literary think pieces on how bread and bounce back from the L, and I just can't. I really, really, really would like for it to not be that. I actually want a legitimate project so that
Hmm.
people can be like, nah, yeah, he took an L, but you know what I mean? Like he stood in there because Kendrick isn't going to. I don't see any whack drops coming from Kendrick in the near future. Not
I don't think he would have been done with Drake. On some real shit, I think if Drake would have dropped again after Not Like Us, I think a couple of those records that were on GNX like would have came next. Like he would have had to deal with an avalanche and then a tsunami.
yeah,
Cause he was if he would have came back with, let's say, the beat for they got the sample. Well, what he say? Hey, that's my bitch.
listen,
I ain't the one to play with. Hey, if
man,
he would have
listen.
came back with that shit as a diss,
But it's almost like in UFC when the motherfucker done got knocked out and the ref jumping in like, all right, bro, like you know what I mean? Like Herb got to jump in and be like, nah, yeah, it's my job until the
yeah,
ref pull me out. But
yeah,
that's kind of where Kendrick at because now it's like, what I gotta keep punching on dude for?
yeah.
You know
Keep
what I
beating,
mean? Like,
bro. Yeah,
right, like
I've already done enough. I
I've done
think the
enough, man.
Grams. My favorite out of the diss though would had to be it was the one before Meet the Grams, the one over the Alchemist beat. Now Meet the Grams was Alchemist. The one before Meet the Grams, I don't know what that joint was. That's the one where he was. Yeah, he
He was
Kendrick
sharp.
is a different beast. And my
Yeah,
cousin just typed in. He said he don't think the GNX was that good. Now I will say that,
that
and
album was incredible.
but in the pantheon, and I hope that am I saying pantheon in the pantheon of Kendrick albums, I don't think that it's in his top releases. I think that this album. Now
Ooh.
listen, let me. It was very. This album was for the West Coast. You get what I'm saying? Like it was
Yeah,
for the homies. To me, like you know what I mean. It was so a lot of the music, which I love the album. I love Kendrick. I love West Coast rap. I
it's
love
not
that
it's not
culture.
Kendrick's top five album releases.
I think that his best album is To Pimp a Butterfly.
That's my least favorite one.
And then after
Hot
and
take.
then after the pimp, and but see, I could go back to like section 80 though. You know what I mean? Like section 80 was crazy, bro. Like, although it was early, it was hard as fuck to me. Then you got Good Kid, which was a phenomenal album. And the funny thing about all of Kendrick's albums is they're all critically acclaimed bodies of work. So if we're just picking, we're throwing stones here, bro. But see, a lot of people don't like
Yeah,
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. But it's a
right.
couple songs on that album that I love,
It
bro.
is I that and To Pimp a Butterfly to me are kind of like if I had to take
You
those
don't
two up.
like Pimp to Pimp,
The,
Pimp,
but I'm
Pimp.
saying like, all right, if I got
Love you too, cuz.
if I got 5, 6 kids, them the two that look alike. That kind of don't
Okay,
look like
okay,
the
okay,
rest of
okay,
them.
okay. I feel you, I feel you, I
I
feel you.
ain't saying it's like that, but it's that them my albums that for me acoustically, they don't do much for me.
Yeah, okay. Which is weird because you fuck with Nas, man, and I thought you would like love that intricacy, thoughtful, just
I
music
do,
with every
I do,
line has a meaning and
I do.
the beat, every sample,
You're
him
exactly
talking
right.
to the devil on the album, reminiscing of Snoop Dogg,
You know what's funny? And when
like
it
it's
first
just
came out, this is what I called it. I called To Pimp a Butterfly. That's a homework album. Like
oh, that's like a
that.
paper.
That's an album you listen to like when you're doing your homework or some shit. Like when you
Yeah,
sitting down and you just still and you ain't doing much. Like it's that kind of album for me. Whereas like most of his other shit got some shit on it that make me like I'm like this shit's fire, right? Like I
yeah,
get visibly excited. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
and I think that's one thing we're kind of lacking in hip hop nowadays. And this is kind of going to lead me into this next little point because we was talking about responses to disses or and people talking shit basically. And your boy Jomo, I think that and
He
this
might be
this is
packed up, bro.
yeah, he yeah. I think, and this is where I did do some homework here. I got some stuff written down. I felt like I had to speak intelligently about these things. First of all, this I think the brilliance of, in my opinion, the greatest rapper of all time. I think the brilliance of of
Keep
his
going. Hold on. I'm gonna show you something. Keep going. I'm gonna show you something. Show you how deep it get. Keep going.
I think the brilliance of his genius in a time like this is where like he doesn't have to say anything. Like he doesn't have to respond. He doesn't have to say a word.
This how
This
deep it get for your boy. You feel me? On
got it.
vinyl, the original from Colombia, bruh. You
Hey,
feel me?
that's
Like,
beautiful right there,
shout
man.
out to the 40 projects. You feel me?
You know what I mean? 30 summers, man. So like I think, and this is one of those rare instances in hip hop, particularly, where like, because even Jay, I think, in a situation says something
Oh
kind
no,
of
Jay would have
sly
definitely responded
or
to
a verse
Jomo
on
for
something
sure.
or something he would have said
He
or
would have bought
done
this
by
nigga's
now.
masters or something. He would have did something, some
Petty
Jay Z
levels of
shit,
crazy, right?
some
Like
petty shit.
so, like, but I think the brilliance of Nas's genius is like in a moment like this, he doesn't have to say a thing,
Nah, he didn't.
and,
Cause he didn't
and
even use his platform to shit on him on the push out. Like he sent no shots, bro, away on the push out on the Clipse album. Yep.
like, I was looking at some of this stuff. I was getting prepared, and the first thing I want to is Jimmy has 9 entries, 3 top 10 albums, no number ones. Right, this is in the Billboard 200. We Fly High peaked at number 5. Like neither of them have number ones, so that is what it is. Nas has 27 entries on the Hot Billboard 100.
Mm.
16 top 10 albums that have made these entries. 6 number one on the Billboard the 100, top 200. The J Lo Gonna Be Alright was number one, and then Hot Boys Messy was number 5. Those were the two that made the top
Which
10,
is a
which
crazy
is
record.
like, man,
Which is a
listen,
crazy record.
very crazy record. And it's like when we look at who these rappers are, like body of work, careers, because I mean they not far in age, right? Like one got started much later, and one was kind of like the shit since he
Since he
became
started,
LeBron,
bro.
right? Like we're talking about 17 albums to 8 albums. We're talking about 79 singles to 47. We're talking about 4 mixtapes, and this is key. I'm gonna highlight this. We're talking about 4 mixtapes to 19 mixtapes, 1 collab album to 5 collab albums, right?
Hmm.
And once upon a time, yeah, I mean, Jim Jim ain't even know how to rap. You know what I mean? Like,
And bro,
and
man, Jomo is on drugs, bro. Let's keep it a
and,
bean, dog.
and I just feel like we gotta get his
I
context
mean, I
for
get it.
those who may
And
be
I'm gonna meet
viewing.
you there, and I swear to God,
And,
I'm gonna meet you there. But
y'all can check out Mason Cameron's conversation about, you know what I mean, Jimothy. But like to shorten it, once upon a time you ain't even know how to rap. You was a hype man,
man, you
like,
were the hype man, bro. Let's
and
keep it a bean. We skipped past you on
and
your
he's
verses.
and these collab albums and mixtapes, when somebody has a high volume of mixtapes, that's like going into the batter's cage and not getting contact, right? Like, even if you do, these hits really don't even count. Like,
Yeah,
nothing really even counts, really.
man.
I'm from a time where I believe that mixtapes are like rough drafts. They're not final projects, right? Like when you're writing a paper in school, you got that rough draft, the second one, and then the one you're getting
The
ready
final
to, you know,
draft.
that one you
Yeah,
don't want to get wrinkled when you bringing that bitch to
yeah.
school. You feel me? Like, and that's your album. That's what counts. That's what
Yeah,
sticks. That's what you get the grade on. That's what is marked and like, hey, this defines you, right? Because this is you. You put
right.
everything into this. So I feel like the comparison and collab albums, which Nas did with Damian Marley, which is like that's blending two genres, versus whereas Jim on a collab album is the second verse on tracks we skip. So what I'm saying is like We Fly High is like the one you got lucky there, and you didn't even write that, right? Like if we're talking about wanting to take some credit for some shit, you didn't do the beat, you didn't write the hook, you low key might have stole it depending on who's telling the story, and it's like how dare somebody like you sit on a show and say check the numbers, check my track record.
Dog,
What?
this is like this is my thing though too with it, and I agree with everything you're saying. But my thing was like, it's so fucked up because like I feel like I have kind of been what do they call this, like put in a corner with my opinion about Jim Jones versus Nas because and nowhere in the universe do the alternate beings who may live on a different version of Earth who listen to hip hop would ever say we could put Jim Jones and Nas in the same sentence, not even statistically. I don't care if Jim Jones had a bunch of number one records. Lyrically, talent wise, the talent is two totally different versions of talent. Like somebody said, bro, this man Nas is able to speak on politics, life, art, culture, money, like every concept in culture for hip hop, and not even just that, being a man, but being an African American man and
The,
trying to make your way in this capitalistic society that we have amongst these record labels who want to take these artists and steal their voice. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this shit. Like there's no way that Jim Jones can ever say he's created that much of an impact. Now, I think what Jim Jones is lost at is that, and this is where I got lost at, and I had to remember this, is I've taken him searching for a viral moment as a point where I needed to put in my 2 cents about who Nas is. Jim Jones knows who the fuck Nas is. You understand what I'm saying? He knows what Nas means to the culture. He knows that Nas is on the Mount Rushmore of hip hop, if you have one. There's no way why Nas, and there's probably a large percentage of people who would say he is including the person I'm talking to right now, he is the greatest rapper of all time, right?
not a
Jim
hip hop
Jones knows
artist,
that shit,
not a
but
successful person
his
post.
life is so much of a viral moment that he has to create these things to stay relevant. Where Nas doesn't need to do that. So why not me touch on somebody, quote unquote, who's not gonna say anything back to me? Why don't I use him to go to Summer Jam and get fucking booed because you thought your viral moment was gonna send you through the roof and it actually backfired because you did not know how many people have a high sense of respect for Nas. It ain't even about his talent, bro. Niggas don't even know Nas personally and got more respect for him because of the art that he's created. And you've literally fucked your bag up now, bro, because you are trying to do this immature viral shit where we're creating music that means something. You
So
want to
like,
mean something for right now in a span of 6 months.
and I
What
think that
Nas means something for the rest of his career. Like Nas ain't got to drop another record, but why the fuck do I have It Was Written, bro? Not It Was Written, but Illmatic on fucking vinyl. I don't have
arguably
no
the
Jim
greatest
Jones
album of all
vinyl,
time.
nothing. There's nothing in vinyl in my crib. Like, and all of this drip and all of this shit that he talk about, bro. Fashion changes. Shout out to my boy LJ. He online right now, and he knows that fashion changes, bro. Just
Nah,
because you did one thing does not make you the end all be all for the culture. And just like these young kids pack people up every single day, you will get packed the fuck up. They just packed Wale up for no reason for a Kai Cenat streamer. Who
right.
wants to be young forever, and
But I think that wraps around to the point we made earlier about how kind of like it's this dominated and driven by
who wanna,
this
I,
idea that,
fuck
yeah, I
being
mean,
young, bro. You
younger
supposed to
people
get
want to
old,
determine
man.
what's cool and what ain't. What my thing is why is somebody like Jim Jones so strongly trying to pertain or oblige to this? Like,
To these young niggas, like for what? You think they streaming your music?
be
No,
50,
they're
bro.
not.
Like, be 50. Like, and I'm not saying be old or nothing like that, but like, speak to other 50-year-olds and shit. Like, make some shit that like somebody like me who might not be 50 was like, you know what? That's some dope shit he just said. Like, it actually means a little something to my life and what I'm going through, right? Because we're operating in similar lanes. You a dad, I'm a dad. You got this going on, I got this going. Like, but if you out here worried about your drip, huh?
You ain't really worried about shit for real. The only thing you worried about is what you got on, and this is what I love. And fashion too is more about, and a lot of people, when speaking to somebody that's actually online right now, when it comes to fashion, it's not about just the shirt, the clothes, right? It's about what story are these items telling. That's why there's like seasons of clothes. Like you got like when they do like a fashion show, like the beginning of the show is the beginning of the idea, right? And then as it goes through, you get the whole piece, body of work, the whole thing, right? So it's not just one thing that people are attracted to as its fashion. You could have on a fly pair of pants, but they don't know the story that the pants are supposed to tell. That is drip to me. That is fashion, but that takes a mature fucking mind state. If you want to wear a BBC Simon belt or a wallet chain, by all means, wear that shit. Those are accessories. People, I'm talking about what do you mean to the culture, bro? Because we put them True Religion jeans up a long time ago. I might wear another pair, but who knows? But I'm just saying, like, you can't base your career and your status in fucking hip hop by how many young people wear the same clothes you wear. So that makes you better than Nas? Are you fucking stupid, bro? You don't crack, bro.
And we ain't even talking about the music at that point.
We ain't talking about you're basing your relevance in hip hop in the young community, but how many people dress like you? They don't dress like Nas?
Your
Nas don't give
perception
a
of
fuck who
career.
dressed like him. He give a fuck who listening to what he talking about on these records, bro.
How dope it is. My thing
How-
is like we talking about an artist like like we said who once upon a time like didn't know how to rap, and now versus somebody who once wrote a song backwards.
Come on, bro.
Like,
Like, man, and Nas got some of the flyest shit in talking about style and culture. Like Nas is single handedly probably one of the flyest rappers of all time. We talking about Esco, right? Like,
oh
are
yeah,
we forgetting?
the
We
beat is
ain't.
fun.
I think niggas be really zoned out. Him sitting in the diner with the small glasses on, with the trench coat, holding the baby. I got a blow done. Come on, bro. Like what? Like you saying
Mm.
you mean more to him than sincere? We don't even call Nas Nas for real. That's sin, bruh.
Signature fade with the bevel
With
blade.
the bevel, come on, like, like, and I think Jim Jones knows this shit though. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Like,
you
for
said,
you
it's a
to
viral moment.
utter these words out your mouth, like, you really might not be able to go back to Queens ever again for the shit you just said. Like, I don't know, bro, but I just cannot. And the reason we talking about it because I just couldn't wrap my mind around him saying this shit, bro.
No, it was wild to say, but like we said, the beauty of the genius is like, bro didn't have to say nothing. He didn't have to say nothing at all.
You pick
At all.
Nas though, and that's disrespectful as fuck. That's why a lot of people have to. We gotta talk about it because
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
disrespectful. Like you could have said Mims. You feel me? You could have said you more influential than I don't know,
I
bro.
mean, he could have directed that in Cam. He could have
He
directed
could
that.
have directed.
Like
You feel me?
that.
But
That was
see,
crazy.
nah, bro. You
That was crazy work.
you on dope, bro.
Crazy
He
work.
for real on drugs, bro. I can't.
Yeah.
There is no other way around it, bro.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I'ma pivot and I'm gonna jump to this though. Bow Wow, Soldier Boy, they be
Okay.
performing. They be performing at SeaWorld and shit.
No,
Do
yeah.
you do you do you do you think that that's like bad or get your money? Is it bad or Bow
I,
Wow and Soldier Boy get your money? Like,
like a part of me, like we were saying, you might not be too old. You might not be washed, but if they if they got if that's there, then I mean I ain't mad at them. Like
get your money.
it's
That you
kind of
say get your
laughable.
money.
It's kind of laughable, but I'm kind of with the like, go ahead and do that then. Like
I am too though.
if you need that, and if you need it though, because we know how I get.
Hey, I
Um,
ain't mad at you. You get out there to see, and I think SeaWorld doing that. Whoever they got, like, and see, here go another piece of the game too. And like, when you get into like spaces where like you're in entertainment, whoever is on there, that staff or that board, where they're like, all right, how we gonna liven up SeaWorld? You get what I'm saying? Like, what are we
right.
gonna do to make SeaWorld lit? Cause it's like a zoo for aquatic animals. Let's get Soldier. Let's get a lot of these D and C list artists to come perform on these Saturdays.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was like
PD Pablo might pop
a,
up. You feel
a
me?
I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a synchronization with the animals and the whole day. Like I would not be surprised. So like I said, if the demographics there and it's you can I don't like saying turn a profit, man. But hey, why
Hey,
sit at
get your
home?
money.
Right. Why sit at home and not do something you once loved to do?
Last thing, I'm gonna tap in with you, bro. Last thing. So, well, two more things, and then we can hit it. The first one I'm gonna hit you off with is my nigga Will Smith. All right. Now we old enough to understand getting jiggy with it. Welcome to Miami, all that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Nah, 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 nah. We know that.
Right.
But he recently, not recently, I think it maybe like a couple weeks ago, he did a freestyle. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But it really wasn't a freestyle. It's an actual song that is on his album that he's spitting his verse in different places and they
Right.
hyping him up though, right? They talking about these lyrics where he said like, even though I'm an action star, sometimes I might act bizarre. He had a bar on there where he said, sometimes I bite off more than I can chew, and then I chew it, right? Um, he got one bar on there that he's talking about something like if somebody disrespect me on the stage, then expect me on the stage. Now we know all of these lines are spewing from what he had going on at
The
I guess the
response.
Oscars when he slapped Chris Rock.
Right.
But to me, I mean, we what the fuck do we expect from Will Smith though? Like, did you really expect Kendrick level lyrical assassination? And for me though, I'm a big person with if I know you did some shit and you rap about it, that make you gangster to me.
It
I
does.
don't care what it is.
It does.
Like if somebody disrespected you and you went up on stage and you smacked the shit out of them, and on live TV, this how much power Will Smith got though, for real. Like let's really, now a lot of people don't like it and that's cool, but you know what type of power you gotta have, bro, in the middle of a nationally televised event. That's just like, I don't know, bro. That, like, you walking on stage, smacking the shit out of somebody, and then going to sit back down in your seat as if nothing happened. Then he rapped about it, and people getting mad and giving him shit about it. So, how you feel about Will Smith and his going back to music and what he's the content of his music? How you feel about it, man? Talk to me.
Um, I there is a part of me that wants to celebrate Will Smith. There is a part of me that wants to applaud Will Smith. There is a part of me that is proud of Will Smith. Um, there's also a part of me that's like, you might want to chill, but I ain't mad at you if you don't. Like, that's where I'm at with Will. Um, that man he done dealt with a lot of shit. He
Yeah,
done dealt with a lot. Excuse my man. He done dealt with a lot of embarrassing things. He done been.
dog. You ain't gotta. You can say how you feel on here, bro.
Hey, listen, man. There's a part of me that's like, you know, we need to give bruh space to kind of really kind of just be him and do him
Yeah.
and like, because I don't know if this is still stages of grief. I'm not no. Don't get me. You know what I mean? I'm not a professional. However, that man stood on some business, and he
You
dealt with
gotta respect that,
he
bruh.
dealt with the consequences.
Yeah.
He's dealing with the consequences,
Still.
and he ain't curl up and try to beg for, you feel me, acceptance, and then rap like you said. He rap that's some gangster shit. Like, regardless of what you might think, because Chris went and did his shit. He did his
Yeah.
comedy special. He talked about it. So for me, like, do your thing, King. Like, I ain't mad at you.
Hey, bro, that's the same thing I said, bro. Because they hating on this freestyle, right? And I get it. It's not as cool as what we expect. But what else do you fucking expect from Will Smith? And
Right.
then for him to rap about some shit that he really did, to me is gangster as fuck.
Yes, it
Slapping
is.
somebody at the Oscars, bro, is, it got so bad that Denzel Washington, Tyler Perry, like all of these people had to walk to him and make sure he was good. Like this
Yeah.
was not. I mean, like, now Hollywood is Hollywood, bro. And I will tell you that, and the homie LJ been online and he told me he didn't been. You know what I mean? Hollywood is Hollywood. You know what I mean? So you never know what the fuck is gonna happen. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, I do think at sometimes, bro, you can push somebody too far, bro. Like, and I think we probably saw the perfection of Will Smith be, scratched from the history books. For all intents purposes, this nigga Will Smith has been the perfect person, bro.
Nah,
Literally.
you
We
know
ain't
what?
even know Jada was getting slid by, bro, in the crib.
Yeah, that's crazy work too. I don't want to get too much on her, but crazy work. However,
He
you know what I
stood on
mean?
business.
I don't believe that Will's completely innocent. So like that's where I'm like, it's kind of, I'm not saying this
Hell
for
nah, bro. We
I'm
talking about Will Smith, nigga.
right. I'm
Independence Day.
I'm not
We
saying
ain't
this
remember.
so
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying it's a wash. However, when it comes to that, like, I typically kind of just be like, well, you know what I mean? Like, that's the game, right? Like, that's the game, player.
Yeah, bro.
However, the embarrassment part is like, I think the the big, that's the what gets a lot of us. Is like, okay, I could maybe if it's an L that I gotta hold in private, different. But if I
Right.
gotta hold the L in public, that's like That's when it get crazy. And the same and like at the same time, like I know some men that are just not like that about their wife. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that. You know,
Yeah,
some shit might happen. You feel me?
right.
Like, and I get it. It ain't. I'm not condoning violence. I'm just saying, like, some people that come from some places and spaces where talk that shit if you want
You
to.
want to, bro? What he say on East Bayou? Remember he told Samuel Jackson. He say, bro, don't talk to my wife no more, bro. He
Hey, bro.
killed.
But,
He,
hey,
he
listen.
said some. Hey, fa. He said some fire at him, bro. For no, you feel me?
When,
So it
300, when Buddy said, "What gives this woman the right to talk amongst men?" Bud looked at him like, "Hey, listen, bro. Like,
she
right,
can say
bro.
what she want, bro. You feel
Right,
me?
bro. Right." So, and that's where like my issue was like when people he was laughing first, but yeah, at first, and then
Yeah,
he seemed like, shit, like. And that it might have been a trigger. He had a human moment. Like you said, damn near perfect, right? Like
yeah, bro.
motherfucking Cole said, I want to be as big as Will Smith. Like,
Smith.
that's crazy, bro. Like, and he said that in 97.
And that's how big. That's why I be trying to tell niggas like, you don't know like how big this nigga Will was because there was no social media back then. He couldn't utilize social media, and when a nigga got on social media, he got like 100 million followers, bro. Like we gotta really put into perspective. So when like Jada be talking about you, Will wasn't no perfect saint, I believe her, bro. We talking about this nigga had a weekend call when he dropped the movie. It was Big Willie weekend. Pause. Like he dropped movies on July 4th weekend for like 8 straight years. Some
No,
crazy
yeah.
numbers, bro. Like
No, he was
Wild
crazy
Wild
with it.
West, Bad Boys, Independence Day, Ali dropped on Christmas. We
Mm,
gotta really realize who this man is for
mm.
real. Like,
It was Will, Wesley, and Denzel. Like they owned the 90s, bro. They owned the
period,
90s,
bro.
bro. And
Like
part of the
that.
early
That's
00s.
that's that's Jim West you talking about right now. My boy Elder Mike Lowry.
Cause
What Lil Wayne
like
say? Got so many bitches thinking. He said, "Got so many women, man. They call me Mike Lowry. Even Gwen Stefani said she couldn't doubt me.
hey,
Motherfucker, I say life ain't shit without me. You feel
when
me?
we
So
when we talk about like actually rapping also, I don't be upset with Will because like when I look at like he the coolest? No. But like is he actually rapping better than a lot of these motherfuckers? Yeah. Like if we're gonna be like all the way about rapping, but is it about rapping? And that's my issue with hip hop. A lot of the time, it's not about rapping. It's about being cool. And I don't think that goes. There's no staying power with that. Because, like you said, things are as ever changing. It's so kind of like this today and maybe not this. You feel me tomorrow? Like Gerbo jeans. Like hip
and them
hop
hoes is
staple.
back now, bro.
Trying
They
to come
wearing
back.
them.
They tried. They are trying. They
They trying to
tried.
bring Jabos back, bruh.
I don't know, man.
You know what
But
else they
like,
finna bring back? I'm gonna say this, bro, and I'm gonna say this. They gonna bring back the motherfucking Ed Hardy jeans. They coming back, bro. I
oh yeah,
guarantee it.
that look is coming back for sure.
It might already be back. We just ain't seen it yet. It's gonna take the right person to put on some Ed Hardy jeans again.
Mm.
Let what's the boy name? Offset pop out in some Ed Hardy jeans. They gonna be back, bro.
The glittery fancy jeans is definitely here to stay.
They back, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
gonna
just
hold you,
it's cool enough, but it's gonna make its way back
bro.
for sure, for sure.
Last thing. We gonna live off with this. I was gonna ask you about Diddy, but fuck Diddy. I'm not fucking
Mm-hmm.
with that shit right now. Drake.
Ricky Ace, yeah,
This is definitely this LeBron James,
crazy.
and on top of that,
Mhm.
do
Don't
you
be offended.
think that do you think that um and we spoken about Drake early in the episode, but I I just want your opinion
He's
on
so corny.
um what
Yeah.
what like does does that? Okay, so if somebody is doing something and you choose to rock with another side, and you feel like you have loyalty and allegiance to said individual, they have it to you. If we know LeBron James like we all know LeBron James, he has no loyalty to anybody but to
Mm-mm.
himself,
Right.
right?
Perfect.
So not only
That's
does
perfect.
Drake diss him on his new record, but he also gets a tattoo covered of LeBron James, and he puts Shea Gilgeous Alexander over the tattoo. So,
That's crazy.
um,
I mean, I get it, but
what's your opinion on Drizzy, man? Like, is Drizzy trolling us? Like, is he gonna ever come to a situation or come to a point in his career where he's gonna make you like him? Or is it forever just he's a clown and he'll never get the not the attention, but just the ear from a historian such as yourself as it pertains to hip hop?
absolutely not. Never.
Never.
Yeah,
Is there
I don't.
anything he could do, bruh?
But
Anything?
I don't see an immediate or distant future where I'd like anything that Drake has done or will do. Um, this is not my speed. It never has been. That like when he first came out, it was like, oh, this dude's a little different, right? Like, it's alright, it's cool. But then it just like it's just a whiny, complainy, like just like kind of like self-obsessed. And people say he's talented. I don't see the talent.
Right.
I see a creation, but I don't see the talent.
And see, like that's the difference between me and you, Ed. Like I see the talent in Drake. I do. And I see it from a perspective of how somebody how like La Rosa's makes pizzas, right? They make pizzas really fucking well. Like if you want a good pizza, like if somebody comes to the natty, you're like, yeah, bro, we about to order some pizzas. You might call La Rosa's, right? Because they make decent pizzas. They have a formula to making good pizzas.
But is
I
that
think
talent?
Drake has
Do you
he
think somebody's talent when you get that pizza and
no,
when you eat
but
it, do
to
you say, "Damn, whoever made this is talented"?
no, this is this is the thing though. That's funny as fuck that you say that. But my point is like there's a talent to doing something a certain way every single time. You get what I'm saying?
You mean
Like
like being an actor?
not being an actor though, but like it's something specific in Drake to where he doesn't take himself too serious to where he knows how to manipulate a viewer though. That's to me. So to your point, I'll jump back on that.
Like
He's a
being an actor,
talented actor. Like Drake knows how to act a certain way to get you back on his team. That's why I think this album, bro, gonna go crazy because he's gonna know exactly like he's been plotting on how am I gonna come back from this. He's probably developed this Iceman character, and then once he comes with this Iceman character, he's gonna buy the Tiffany blue Rolex with the blue diamonds around the bezel. He's gonna drop the Tiffany Iceman Air Force Ones. He's gonna drop the Nocta stuff. He's gonna, you know what I mean? Like he's gonna do the Iceman tour. Like he's gonna do so much stuff that you're gonna forget he got his back kicked in. And to me, bruh, that is a talent for you to look in yourself in the mirror every single day and come up with a different version of who you need to be to get money. That's
but
that to me, bro.
it's also turned into a point to where like
Insanity.
you got these cosmetic abs, and you got like you're doing all this like kind of
That's
real
crazy,
goofy
bro. The
shit.
fake
So
abs
like
is wild work,
that
bro.
so like you're a man, right? So like you should be like you just do the work. Just do the work. Like, and as a man, that's one of the things where I couldn't, I could never really rock with this guy, right? Like,
Yeah,
and for people like to separate the person, because I don't know him personally, but what we do know of him is it's just not high reverence, right? So for me, it's like how can I ride around listening to your shit if I don't really like if I would never even shake your hand in public, right? Like
Yeah.
if I wouldn't give you that, I'm not gonna play your album. Like that, I'm just not that kind of person. You know what I mean? So like with to circle back around to like the initial shit, like I just think that they were all associating with Drake because that's what was cool to do from a perception standpoint, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I think not like us. It exposed a lot of shit, right? Like, cause he was Saudi and DeMar DeRozan too, right? Like, and but what do you expect? The guys from out that way, like you feel me? Like I get that y'all
Yeah.
said y'all was homies in the Toronto shit, but like what did you expect him to do, right? Like,
Yeah.
so the same thing with LeBron. Like, he's out in the West now. Like, you feel me? Yeah, we have this kind of
It's more
like,
beneficial for Bron to be a Kendrick fan right now than a Drake fan.
and Bron's petty. Like, but I'm highly interested to see what comes of this. Pause. I'm really kind of like, 'cause these are two motherfuckers that need attention, have to be seen, have to be heard, have to constantly take jabs, barbs, say little shit here and there. So, like, I'm really interested because LeBron doesn't rap. So, in what other ways could he
Is
possibly,
he
like,
gonna get back at him? You already know, bruh.
it's gonna be very
They're both
interesting to see
petty,
how this
like petty
unfolds.
Freddies, bro. And
Because it, like,
that's one muscle I can't work is a petty muscle. Certain people have it, and you know how
I
you
do
could
petty
like
shit. I
you see
do.
somebody you hate, and then like they'll have they'll have the car that you have, but then you'll wash yours when you meet them in person or something, like, you know what I mean, like, just, or you'll buy them a drink at the bar, but you won't tell the bartender that you bought it, and then you just walk off like, yeah, I bought you a drink. Like, certain people are
Yeah,
petty, or take the
yeah.
tab and be like, oh, I got it, bro. You don't even have to worry. I know you was
Like we
telling
were
me you
saying
had it.
with Jay, like let Jim had said something about Jay. Jay has to. I have
Oh,
to.
Jay gonna be petty,
The
bro.
acknowledgement. I have to acknowledge it. So I think that this was like very evident when the Pusha T and Drake thing happened. Like when it was like, damn, bro, like you lost that. Like you feel me? Like when that came out, and it was like Drake had to hold the L there. Like, and he actually came out and said himself, it was a brilliant move. It was genius. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
you exposed some shit about me, like that I was trying to keep. You know what I mean? So like, and that's just like also as a man, like your firstborn son, like. It didn't occur to me that this was something I didn't kind of want people to know about. Like what? Like this
Yeah,
is
but
like
Ed, though, if you that big though, right? And I'm not saying that I would be on this because I'm not that guy. If I had a son in any type of situation in my life, I would always make sure that people knew I had a son. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, at certain people at certain levels of superstar status, a lot of your life you can't let everybody see. You know what I mean?
I get that.
Because
How did you
and I'm not the
possibly
biggest Jack
think?
Harlow fan at all. But he has an interview where he says things like, I'm not showing y'all my house. I'm not showing you my bedroom. I'm not showing you what cars I drive. Certain shit deserves to be yours, regardless of how famous you get. So I
100%.
get it. I get that piece of it. But I also am like, you know, in the way that Push said, like, they were supposed to take his son and do an Adidas rollout, was like, and then the next thing you know, he drops a Nike sneaker and gets a Nike roll. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like it's just a lot of working parts there, man. But I want to tell you, as a man, face to face, bro, I love you and I appreciate you, my boy. You have been a wealth of knowledge, a premier historian as it moves through his catacombs of his occurrences and concepts as it pertains to hip hop, man. You a great guy, athletic brother. You push me in hoop. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we gotta get
And
back out there, man.
nah, I'm done, bro. That was my
Nah,
last.
man, we gotta get back out there,
I
man.
gotta I'll let you get back. Whoop up on my handicap ass. You know what I
Nah,
mean? Pause.
nah,
But
man, we gotta get you back in tip top shape. But we
Nah,
gonna we
man.
gonna
But
train
nah,
up.
and those songs from real. I've been in the gym though. I've been doing a lot of calisthenics, like push ups, sit ups, pull ups, all that type of stuff. So I ain't weak at all. I'm just not in hoop. Like it's a difference between being strong and then being able to be in hoop strength. So I'm probably
Yeah.
strong, like push ups and the shit like that. But like I ain't been in the gym and shot no basketball in a minute. So I'm gonna get
I'm
back out
trying to
there with
get my
y'all niggas for
lungs
sure.
back, bro. I'm trying to get my lungs back. Get a few shots up every once in a while. You know
But
what I
you
mean?
got access to the gym, bro. That's a
Yeah,
cheat code, bro. You got for real. You are for real, bro. In the clips, you in this stool at all times,
you
bro.
gotta make the magic happen, man. You gotta be able to cook. You feel me? But I appreciate you having me
Nah,
on, though,
bro. I love
man.
you, my boy. I appreciate you, man.
Any other
LJ, you
time,
next, bro. I know you
any
still
other
on here. You
time, man,
next,
I'll
G.
be happy to do it. We gonna push this, all this shit, bro. And hey,
Ah, man, you already know how it go, man. I appreciate you, bro. Be safe, man. Tell them boys I said what's up,
love you,
and
brother, man.
I'll
Appreciate you.
talk to you soon, man. Stay safe, bro.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yes, sir.
Yo, yo.